Hello everyone. We'll be starting in a few minutes. Let everyone join in. Garima ma'am, have you joined? Should we start, ma'am?
Yes. Are they the same people who were yesterday also?
Yes, ma'am. We have the same people.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, good evening, everyone. This is Manish. I'm the host of today's session. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to the day two of the Legal Quorum's webinar series. We hope you had a great learning experience yesterday, and we are really excited about what has come up today. Before we begin, I would like to thank each one of you for joining, especially on a weekend. Your dedication to learning and growing in the legal field truly inspires us a lot. Today's session is focused on something very practical and every law student and young professional deeply cares about: how to successfully navigate legal internships and build a CV that truly stands out. For those joining us for the first time, a quick word about us. The Legal Quorum is a legal blog and educational platform committed to simplifying the law and empowering aspiring lawyers. We publish daily content from legal articles and case summaries to career tips and internship alerts. Whether you are a law student or a law professional, our aim is to support your journey and help you grow with confidence. We also organize webinars like this one to bring insightful conversations and real world guidance from experienced professionals. Now, moving forward, let's introduce our speaker for today. We already know her. We are incredibly honored to host Dr. Garima Pal, who is an assistant professor of law at MNLU Mumbai. Dr. Pal's work spans across the fields of criminology, victimology, and human rights. But what makes her especially relevant today is her active involvement in academic mentoring, legal research, and real world advocacy. She has not only authored impactful legal reports and books, but has also filed PILs and contributed to the government funded research projects. Her understanding of both academic and professional landscapes make her the perfect person to guide us on on the topic today. So the virtual floors is yours, ma'am. Please.
Thank you, Manish. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are very much audible.
Just give me a second. I'll just put my earphones.
Sure.
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So today, firstly, I want to thank Manish for the introduction and people who had joined me yesterday. I'm sure if you had time, then you would have gone across the various tips and various legal databases I had suggested if you could possibly refer to. Today we have a very interesting and a very practical topic to discuss, which I think every law graduate uh, looks forward to. That's your internships because that's a foundation of availing any kind of placement you are you might want to land up. And CV. I just want to correct firstly, the word CV here is not correct. because generally CV is for people who are experienced. So currently, you people, none of you are experienced lot. Okay, so CV is basically after a certain period of time, you have a lot of experience, then probably it is called a CV. Otherwise, it's majorly called a resume. So for you people, it is actually a resume which we are talking about. Okay, I've made it a little bit of clarification here as to CV and resume part. Okay, moving ahead, before we land up and discuss all these things, uh, how many of you have already interned or are planning to intern? This is the
I
first
have
time.
already interned.
Okay,
Ma'am, I've also already interned.
already interned. So, anybody who has not interned at all, I'm sure you would have because it's a first year. I think it's going to finish. So I think by and large everybody has interned. So you do know what the initial process is. If you do not know and probably you're not aware about it, whenever you're starting a career, especially like professional courses, law, if you're coming from a background of law, that is, you are a second generation or third generation lawyer, it is little easy, I would say, because I also come from a third generation lawyer family, so it is much easier for people like us than for the people who are from first generation lawyers. So now, how do I start off? Immediately, when we enter into the first year of law, uh, I think by and large, what I've seen or what I come across, a lot many students they are more into corporates. Okay, even though you've not started your journey as a law graduate, you're already fed with it that you have to get into corporate world. Okay, major reason nowadays is money. But I must tell you, by your fifth year, once you get your PPO or you avail an offer, you work for a year. I've also seen people leaving it, okay, because the work pressure is way too much. So, if you are entering into this field with this thought, then firstly, you shouldn't. Okay, that is what I must tell you because 80% of the people are entering into this field because they want to get into corporate, even though they might not have those skills or they might not have that liking, yet they want to. Some of you might want to get into litigation also. Some I'm talking about 20% lot is only into litigation part. Okay. So before having such thoughts, first explore. That is my first advice to any law graduate. Don't restrict yourself to what everybody around you is doing or is telling you to do. You should, find your own path. Okay, identify your own goals and preferences rather than, going into that herd mentality. So that is my first and initial tip to everybody. And who have already understood what they want to get into, it's commendable. Okay, but in first year or the second year, I think everybody is very confused. Everybody wants to do everything. That is also there just because AI and law is coming into picture, or IPR is coming into picture, or you have very specific areas of law like entertainment law. Okay, all these are very budding or niche areas, energy law sector. So people want to get into such areas also. Don't get into it just because everybody else is getting into it. Okay, if you have a liking for it, then definitely I would say that is the first step. Later on, then of course, a lot many things are there. Uh, so I'll start off with the first and a basic thing is your resume and CV. Like I've mentioned that your resume is generally a one-page thing or a max to max two-page. Okay, so currently I am not very sure what kind of formats you're using. Generally, any university or a college has their own set of format. If you do not have that, I think you should talk to your placement committee to share it with you people, especially from first year onwards. It should be in a college set pattern. Okay, so one page is majorly used because the I must tell you, any of the people who are vetting your CVs, they don't have time to flip across 5, 6 pages. So it should be very, very precise, whatever you are writing in it. Whereas in your CV, it's more details. Like I am using currently a CV because it's been almost a lot many years for me in working in this particular area. So I've mentioned here that you have to have one page, okay, and it should be of the same format because generally the recruiters they would want to have it in one similar format of the university of a college. Okay. I've also mentioned a lot many times. It is suggested that you avoid writing your school achievement. I was a class monitor, I was a head girl. All these things are not at all relevant. Okay, what relevant is, I will tell you later. Okay, so this is very basic stuff which I'm telling you. If you've not done it, please do it because, like I said, there are lakhs of applications, there are lakhs of law graduates, students. So it is difficult for any of the HRs to vet your resume. So make sure it is very, very precise to the point. Now, how do I start my this journey, as in how do I avail any of these things? uh I'm not sure if you've been told upon, then your initial first year and second year should have a internship of NGO. Okay, and you should definitely go into the ground. Okay, that's very basic thing you need to do as a lawyer, and you need to have internships in trial court. I don't know if you're going through any of the newses or any of the judges what they state, whether it was, I think, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud or whether I'm talking about Justice Goyal. All of them, they are focusing or they are mentioning this thing that you need to go to the trial court to understand the nuances, to understand, the facts. Because when you are going to High Court and Supreme Court, there are major arguments which are being put forward. So major fact, everything, major issue, and if you want to understand the real law, you need to first have internships in trial court. That is the foundation of a right kind of lawyer. The basic learning has to be from there, from the ground. Unfortunately, what I've seen, students just want to jump to Supreme Court or High Court. You're not going to understand anything. And I'm sure a lot many of you have already interned in Supreme Court. You're just sitting, you cannot understand the entire proceeding because you are getting into the middle. Firstly, you will not understand what the seniors are talking about. Majorly, you will not even get work. You will only be asked to observe the proceeding or observe the arguments. And it is very, very difficult that time to understand these things. So, if you haven't done that, I would suggest please do it. Okay, it's very essential. uh, the initial 1 2 years should be like that. It is very difficult to avail internships in top tier firms, like whether I'm talking about the Scam, Sam, Ketan. It's very, very difficult for second years to avail it till the time you do not have some kind of a jack. Okay, this I'm being brutal there also. You can avail it from third year onwards because then you have a little understanding of law subjects. The initial 1 2 years, you're still understanding contracts, company law, all of it is coming much later. In third year onwards, you will have, I'm not sure with the curriculum of every university or a college has a different kind of curriculum. So majorly these contracts, company, all these subjects, they are coming in your either second year or they are coming in your third year. So it is very hard to crack internships of top tier. Try for boutique firms. Okay, so first year, second year, you should focus more on the court part and NGOs, and then you should try for these law firms. Okay, you might not get top tier in your these initial years, but in third year, fourth year, you might land up. Okay. That is again very important thing to understand. Then talking about how do I identify, when I'm starting all these things. Firstly, your areas. Okay, you need to decide whether you want an online internship, whether you want to go for an offline, whether you want to go for an unpaid, paid, all of it is there. You have to identify. Then, secondly, your location. Your location plays a very crucial role. Whether you're going for Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, or you're planning to opt for work from home kind of opportunities. Again, important. So only you can decide your preferences. And also, you need to be very critical about the kind of legal work you are opting for. Whether I'm going for a litigation, whether corporate in the IPR or government roles, because a lot many government organizations also offer internships. Now, how do I get to understand, or where can I actually search for internships? See, if your university or a college is offering you, well and good, but not everybody is going to land up. So, can I just rely on what the university or a college is offering? No, you cannot, because you're competing with the entire crowd. What you do is definitely go for alternate opportunities. You check online or explore, popular platforms. Like for instance, you can check Internshala. Okay, that's there. You can register for it. Then you have Law Bhumi. Okay, you have where you can get a lot of information on the list paid, then government, whether there are general legal internships for law students, graduates. So check regularly for updated postings. Then you have Law Octopus. It also features a lot of internships with government, private sector, non-profit organizations, and a lot of them offer stipends also. Okay, like 10,000, 7,000, 5,000, all of it. Like you have NHRC, you have like I interned at NCPCR, which is a child rights commission. They had offered me 5,000 stipend that period of time. You have NHRC, which I think offers in a stipend. It is a little difficult to crack NHRC because they have a proper vetting of applications. You have a write up there. You can check it. I think twice, two times. I think they offer internship. So you can probably check that December or in the month of June, July that you need to check. Then LinkedIn. If you do not have a LinkedIn account, please activate it. That's one of the most important places where you can actually uh, identify a lot many law firms, law a lot many associates, senior associates, partners. They are there. A pool of people are there, so you can. It's very easy to locate these people. So you have to search for such places. Also, Legal Internship India. If you see, they also have a lot of internship opportunities. So you can apply directly or through organizations. I mean, it's mentioned all of it. And like I said, you have government and institutional internships also coming into picture. You have NALSA, which offers internships for law graduates, or it basically offers to third year onwards. I mean, it depends. Then you can apply from their official website also. They have an entire application form. Then you have CB. Again, it does provide internships at his Mumbai office. You have the head office here. You check the eligibility and apply through their portal. Then you have ministries, okay, yeah, like your Ministry of External Affairs offers international law internships, okay, for Indian citizens with a law degree or final year students. So you also get a stipend there again. Then you have a lot of you have Department of Legal Affairs, which is in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Chennai. Again, you can refer to the official websites there also. Apart from that, you have law firms. Like I said, apart from your top tier law firms, you have trilegal, you have Indus Law, you have banks again offering internships, you have Phoenix Legal, you have AGL, you have SNR, then you have India Law Offices. A lot many of law firms are there. There are boutique firms also. See, there are top tier, then you have two tier, then a third law firm group is also there. So try to target all of them. Don't only target the top tier because you also know there's so much of competition, and major chunk of top tier law firms, they have a tie-up. They have a tie-up with a lot many private institutions, NLUs. Okay, that too I'm telling you, you have Cipla, then you have Godrej. They also offer a lot of internships. And I mean, it totally depends upon what kind of internship you are looking for. Right. Now, what is the application process? Because there's a variety of opportunities. Uh, you need to prepare your documents, okay? You need to have a good cover letter. A lot many top tier or even now I think a major chunk of law firms or even corporate houses, they are looking for writing samples. When I talk about writing samples, yesterday only we were having a conversation. I talked about the publication part, articles. Nowadays, major chunk of them are asking you for those things. Have you written? Have you published anywhere? All of it is very important. So, how to enhance my CV? This is the manner. See, internships, everybody is going to do writing, then mooting. This plays a very, very important role. Research, how much of fieldwork have you done? That is also very much needed nowadays because major chunk of law firms, like for instance, uh, Indus Law, you talk about Tech Mahindra, Tata AIG, all of them, they ask for written drafts also. Okay, like in this law, they have a 2 days procedure. You have LNT, they have exam, they have interviews, they have written exams also. So that is also there. It's very challenging. So, like I said, you need to be very good in drafting. Okay. Uh, then you have to make sure that you're applying early. ये 1 month prior नहीं होता है internships. When you're targeting good firms, when you're targeting, in fact, any of these firms, you should actually go 3 months in advance because the slots are booked. Okay, so you need to be very fast enough. Like if I'm targeting for the month of June, I should do it in the month of December, November. Or if I'm targeting for January, then I should do it in the month of June. Okay, so you need to be very, very quick, advanced. That is extremely needed nowadays. Then a lot of them have their official websites, may forms are mentioned, and you need to follow instructions, whatever documents they are asking you, any any of your transcripts they are asking, all of it you have to share. Okay, you cannot pack information in your resume that is there. I've seen a lot many people mention things which they are not even aware of, just to make your resume look pretty outstanding. Just don't do that. If you've not written something, please don't mention it. If you have written something, please be thorough with it. After that, once you have done, then you might have interviews also. It could be telephonic round. Uh, a lot of them, majorly, I think all of them have interviews. Whether you do it online, whether it's telephonic round, it totally depends on the kind of policy that particular firm or organization has. So they will ask you questions which are restricted to your resume. And there are special opportunities also. You have a lot many internships for women. So, like I mentioned, if you look into Internshala or Law Mumi, you might get. Okay. Then you have research centers, like I said, Vidhi is one of it. You have Project 39, which has been shifted to now NALSA, okay, with a new name. So you can probably check that. Then I've mentioned NGOs also offering good internships. All right. So to have or to build a very strong resume, you need to have internships. You should mention about your moot courts, your publications in the relevant legal field. Like for instance, for IP, if I'm looking into IPR, so firms like Anand and Anand, so Nayak and Anand have also merged in Bombay office because a lot of entertainment work of Anand and Anand is being dealt by Nayak. So probably you can look in those firms. Then you need to build a network on LinkedIn to connect with the legal firms and professionals. You should also avoid, I mentioned here, purposely I mentioned it, that you should avoid these unethical platforms, which are charging for internships. Okay, stick to your free platforms. Please do that. Always check your university notices or placement cells for exclusive opportunities. Okay, it's important to keep a tab of that also. Refer to the guidelines, to the deadlines of whether I'm talking about NALSA, CB, ME. They have deadlines or any of these commissions. Like NHRC definitely has it. NCPCR, they do not have. I mean, it's on a rolling thing. And you have state commissions also offering internships. Again, the procedure is very simple there. You have to have an LOR. If you are availing internships for high courts, again, you have to have an LOR from your faculty, from your university. Okay, and then you have to submit it there. That's the major, I mean, by and large, similar protocol is being followed across all. Uh, any other law firm or any other law firm which I have not mentioned, I'll just quickly tell you. You have Majumdar and Partners, then you have CAM, SAM, you know it. Ketan is there, JSA, K Law is there, then you have Spice Root Legal, you have ENY. NDA, I have not mentioned Nishit Desai, that's also a very good law firm. You have Samvad Partners, you have Pavan Duggal's firm, then you have Vadia Gandhi, you have SB Partners is there, then Panag and Babu is also mentioned, then you have Kurana and Kurana, then Vertices is also there. They also take, then ALMT Legal is also one of the good firms. Then LKS is there. Again, regularly they take law students. If you are very much into tax and all, so they have a very good vertical on indirect tax. Then Rex Street is there. Phoenix Legal. You have Think India. So a lot many of them are there. It, like I said, it depends upon the area which you are basically targeting. Okay, that is totally on your liking. Any questions here you have? Please, you're free. It's me only who's speaking.
Can we add a certificate in our CV?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Can we add the list of certificates in our CV?
Of course, you can if you have completed in first year, second year, if you've done any credit course, that is also an add-on advantage. Thank you, for mentioning it. And also you can mention so certificate courses are also an add-on. I would suggest you can do that from Coursera or EduX that also offers. Check the kind of courses you are because a lot many platforms nowadays are offering these certificate courses. I'm not sure how much of them are valid. So you need to check that also. But yeah, credit courses are really good. You can do diploma courses. A lot many national laws or even private institutions are offering these diploma courses. They are pretty good. So I think
Thank
it
you
is an
very much.
add-on advantage.
Thank you.
Yes. Ma'am, any good law firms for cyber law? Any AI-related legal firms? Uh, AZB, I have not mentioned AZB. I'm sorry. Uh, whose question should I take? Okay, first I'll take Yusuf's. Yes, Yusuf.
What are some red flags in legal CV that restaurant industry notes?
I'm sorry. What red flags are there in what?
What are red flags in legal CV?
Legal civic. Can you just type it?
Yes.
I'm not
CV,
able to.
CV. He's telling
Okay,
about
legal CV, red flags. See, I've seen a lot many people writing too much of content in of like if I've interned with let's say Sam. Okay, so I need to only write what I actually did, not that I read this and that, and you have not even done that. So specific things have to be mentioned which you did, not extra things. It has to be very, very precise, to the point. Okay. Secondly, I've also seen, which I'm not very sure, it depends upon firm to firm, company to company. Like for me, I go with people who have a very versatile CV, like the kind of internships also they've explored. They've done in-house also, they've done legal firm also, they've worked in litigation part because you get a variety of everything there. So a person actually knows what he wants or she wants to do by the end of fifth year. Rather than people who are just stick to one stream. Like if I have a liking of IPR, I've done my entire internships in IPR, and then I sit for an in-house counsel, okay, which is not even fitting into my job description. So I've seen people not liking that also. Then I've seen people who like this also, that you need to have a variety. And then there are a certain set of law firms or corporate houses who don't prefer people like who have a variety. You need to be very clear from the start. I believe that you cannot be very clear from the very start because what I've been fed at the very start of my career might not be the same thought process which I have in my fifth year. It will definitely change. My liking is going to change. Okay, so that's why I said you should not be very rigid at the very first year. You should be open and you should explore. Okay, the more you explore, the better your understanding will be. That is what I would suggest. So avoid using long sentences, be very, very specific. I mentioned do not put your school achievements. If you won an award and all, that's good. That too in 11th and 12th I'll talk about. But I was head girl or bachpan mein third year, I was in my third year in third class, I won singing competition. No. Secondly, hobbies and interests are two different things. Mind you, please be very particular about these things also. If I mention that I like to read, what do you like to read can also be there. So they can always ask you which was the last book you've read. If I'm not aware only which book I've read, then you shouldn't so mention these things. So avoid writing the information which might not be very beneficial for you because the HR sitting is very smart. So they will catch you. Swaroop.
What about webinar and workshop? Does it help in NGO internship?
Yeah, if you're getting any certificate or it is worth, then definitely you should. I mean, that's an add-on. Okay, so I have to enhance my, but that doesn't mean that I'm doing 10, 15 webinars. Any of the webinars also have to benefit you. Just for the heck of it, don't. Like for conferences also, I always suggest everybody, in fact, my colleagues also, I say don't go to random conferences because not every conference is going to pay you. Or pay you in a way, not monetary, I'm talking about, pay you in a manner where you can actually learn.
Ma'am,
I've
contract work
been
in webinars.
Yeah, if they are, being done by authentic sources, as in authentic places, I would suggest
Ma'am,
yeah,
by
do
law
that.
purpose, like legal edge school is there. So is that
Yes, but then, like I said, too much of anything is not good. I'm mentioning right ki I have multiple of invites for conferences. I don't go to every conference. I go to specific ones only where I also learn. Wherever a place where you have a give and take of information is better than a place where only you are giving the information. Okay, so that is not something which would benefit you. You should always have an open dialogue, and a lot of learning has to be there from both the parties. That is what over the years I have also learned. Uh,
Yeah, we
Postgraduate
have got some
diploma,
questions.
Manisha, it depends upon which postgraduate diploma you are doing, from where you're doing. It totally depends on that. And yes, it will be worth if you are planning to work in that particular area. At what stage of laws can we be preparing, applying for internship? Beta, you should apply from first year. I just mentioned first year onwards, you have to apply for internships. Whether it is trial code, whether NGO, you should take internships from the very first year. Uh, Third year date and then online internship and publication 2 and 3. Bit of where publication, one mood code, what more can I do to enhance my CV? It's the resume I just mentioned. You have to do internship in firm or in corporate house or see it depends on your liking, Jia. I'm not sure what liking do you have. If you are into policy and all, then you need to refer to the think tanks. Okay, it depends upon you as an individual. So by third year, I'm sure you would have explored what area you like. Ma'am, how did you go in research project? How did I go? I'll tell you how I went. From Indian Law Institute, yes, Manisha is very good, one of the best institutions. In fact, ILA has an extremely good journal. Also, they have brilliant publications and very good people there. So yes, it's a very good place to do a diploma. How can someone hire us in the first year? But I just said that in your first year, try for trial code, try for NGOs because in first year it is hard for any firm to take. Okay, you do not know the nuances, the basics of law subjects. But if you come from a lawyer's family like I did, it's an add-on to you. If you know somebody, your relative, anybody, then probably you can work under that particular person as well. But targeting top tier firms in first year, it's just not the right approach. Then I mess just a sec. I'm in second year. I'm still not getting the paid internship. Beta, itni jaldi you will not get paid internship. There are not many places which offer paid internships. firstly, Charu. Okay, so very specific places offer paid internship, and that too from third year or fourth year onwards, because there are high chances of PPO. Okay, so immediately you will not get. If one decides to do an internship in law firm, which firm would you choose? Saloni, it depends upon what work have you done. Okay, and choose as in the area which you want to work upon. Like I mentioned, if I want to get into hardcore competition, IPR, then I have to target such law firms. Okay, if you are into disputes, you want to understand that, then you have to target, because there are various verticals in any of the law firms. You have to see which one you want to opt. That's important. Saloni, if I want to learn about geopolitics, that's a very interesting question, Nandini, for a law student asking geopolitics. Where did that thought come from? See, if you want to do geopolitics and all, I think I will suggest the policy organization think tanks. Go for it. Okay, probably later on you can do your masters in public administration, because political science, all these subjects, international relations, they play a very very crucial role. So maybe in future you can get into public administration, as in do a specialized course in it that you can do. And you mentioned the kind of internship you should prefer. Got judiciary students. Diksha, judiciary to beta, it's totally a different thing then. Okay, then you have to prepare a lot. Okay, judiciary, but then these internships and all won't matter much. Then your focus should only be studying and preparing. And I will suggest your jurisprudence, CRPC, sorry, BNS, and your BNS. All these subjects should be very thorough. Fourth year, fifth year, may you have to do a lot of rugged. Okay, if you're planning to do masters, then probably during your masters you prepare. Majorly, I've seen students preparing judiciary while they are undergoing their masters. If you're not planning to opt for masters, then probably you can prepare for your judiciary. But then judiciary and internships are two different things. Don't mix them. And if I've worked in different areas, so then apply for other is it affecting uh Asta, you have to first tell that whether your different kind of internships mean in-house or it is a firm thing. Okay. Because see, like I said, in future, if you're sitting for placements now and corporate houses like Hexaware or you talk about L&T, they might see your internship where whether you've done an in-house internship or not also might matter. Okay, so I'm not very sure that when you have worked in different areas of law and then you apply to another area, I mean, in which year are you from, Astha? Because if you've done many internships, so how many? I mean, I mean, maybe you are in a fourth year. Can you tell? Because then it will be easy for me to answer this. What kind of credit certificate course should we what kind of credit course should we do? Isn't it that we will study the same anyway? No, no. Pranika, I teach also. A lot many things I can't tell you. A lot many things only a practicing person can tell you. Okay, please keep that in mind always. A practicing advocate, a practicing I mean, these people might tell you something which is there in the public domain. What is taught in curriculum is textual. It is not application. unless and until that particular subject is being taught by somebody who's into that particular field. So it's a little different. Uh, in fact, it's very different from your curriculum to what is there in your classroom teaching. And nowadays, we generally have mixed teaching where you have professionals also coming to teach the curriculum. That is the reason. Okay, so no, it cannot be same. What is the best advice for recent graduates? Best advice. Uh, if you haven't got placed, then you shouldn't be disheartened. I'm sure there's a huge pool of law firms or corporate houses or a lot many other opportunities also for law graduates. It's just not this only in banks. You have law officers coming, and then PWC also takes, and you have JAG. So it's just not these things. I mean, there are so many things, a lawyer, a graduate can explore. And if you want to apply for internships in first year, do we need to decide an area of interest right from the beginning for angels? No. Explore. NGOs is, something, whatever you think you would want to go ahead, or, you want to see what the real cases are like in the field. So probably, you can start there, but no, nothing specific is there. I've checked your LinkedIn. How did you do so much certificate course? I was trying. We'll go there later. Ma'am, it's my request to please tell the site's name that from where we should. I think I've mentioned some of them where I was speaking few names also. This I'll share, so probably you can check that. What are the chances of getting a job abroad after law and how to incubate? See, for getting a job abroad, first you need to know the law also of abroad. So Dubai and all, they do offer internships to law students of India. But definitely you have to understand their laws. Majorly, people who want to pursue masters from abroad, they actually and they are looking for jobs outside. Probably the best thing is you do your masters from abroad. That is one of the best things I can tell you, because they are not looking much on Indian students. I've seen majorly Dubai based firms. Or if you definitely, I mean, if any of your relatives and all are there in UK, probably then you can. But Sarfraz, if you're from abroad, then well and good. But if you're not, then the best way is right now is I think you can go for masters. Um, they have what 1 year masters and 9 months you have to actually study. Then you have hardcore internships there. So probably it's the best way to avail a job outside. MBA. What is something? I mean, what is something you'd advise to someone just starting 3 year LLB? So, I'm not sure from what area, as in, were you from science background or arts background?
I was from humanities background. I have a degree in political science.
Very nice. So, the add-on advantage for you is you are coming from political science. I mean, it's one of the best subjects, and if you are doing it with law, you will excel, in field of governance. So, if you are into policy and all, I think there's such huge think tanks, um, who are working in the area of AI, who are, I think, competition law also I've seen. Then I'm seeing this Center for Policy and Research. They also work in such amazing political. I think in the field of politics, they are working a lot. So I think you have that add-on advantage and the best advice for me. I mean, what possibly could I give you advice here is uh, I think you read firstly, which I was saying yesterday also. Since you have more maturity compared to rest of the lot because they have not done their bachelor's and then doing law, you have that add-on advantage that firstly coming from a political science field, it will help you to understand the policies, to understand the government policies better compared to the rest. Okay, because you've already studied major chunk of them. International relations, if you've studied, I think again an add-on advantage there. So my best advice would be that target your think tanks. You would excel there more. That is what I feel because I always think subjects like political science, economics, they enhance your knowledge so much. And when you are studying law subjects, they are interrelated. Unfortunately, I see students studying them separately. They should not be studied separately, they should be studied together as in all of them are interrelated. Whether I'm talking about economics and law, whether I'm talking about economics and political science, because ultimately in political science, whatever thinkers you study, they are there in jurisprudence also. All of them are interconnected to each other. So my best advice would be that you should target this policy organizations. You should target ministries because I'm sure they would love to have somebody with your profile.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Judicial officer. But yeah, then though, if I'm looking for such kind of internship, then you should not go get into, litigation and all. Go for trial court, high court, supreme court, all of it. Because judicial clerkships and all, they basically, if you are very well versed with constitution, I mean, they help you there. So for judicial officer and all, please be very thorough with your constitution. Good platforms for online. See, I just said that you search Internshala, Law, Octopus, all of it. They have online internships. So many of them have it, so probably you can try. In fact, you should go for these LAM fellowships also. LAM. You can check this. This is also there. This is a very I mean, I wouldn't say this question is correct, IPR or cyber law. Both are bit, बच्चा दोनों ही they are interrelated to each other. When I'm talking about cyber law and IPR, I mean they go hand in hand. Okay, so I'll say both. Okay, I think any law is in demand currently. It's all about which area you want to excel. Ultimately, if I'm talking about IPR and cyber law, I think both are very relevant in today's time. Uh, you have interconnection of both the laws. That's why I said don't study laws separately. All of them are interrelated. If there is no constitution, you cannot have any law, in fact. So that's why I said if even if you're going for corporate law, your constitution should be very strong. Yes, Yusuf.
When graduating, do we focus on the academic or political field?
Both.
Both.
Yes, you need to focus in both.
Okay,
See,
thanks.
if you are enhancing your CV resume, then you're automatically enhancing your own self also. Okay, the more I get exposed to these internships or build my network, the better it is for me as a person, as an individual. So you're going to grow. personally, professionally, in both manner. So I cannot say no, no, just focus on your personal thing and no. It will go hand in hand. The more you experience, the better your personal development will be, the better exposed you will be.
Thank you.
Okay, so somebody was asking me about these cyber law firms and all. Yeah, AI is up. So there's this person, Prashant Mali. He's very much into cyber law AI. Probably you can check that. Uh, like I said, a lot many startups have come for AI. Okay, that you can see. Even Anand and Anand have a lot of AI IPR work. So probably you can check that. Cyber also. So IT पूरा है उनका. Okay, so cyber law cannot be studied separately. IT के अंदर है सारा. Okay, so all of them have to be studied together only. Getting cyber law when I'm studying, I have to study IT. Okay, so any of these IT firms, any of all of them will talk about IPR. So cyber also it's there. Okay, so you need to check the verticals of these firms. Any specific I cannot specify right now, but Prashant Mali is pretty known in cyber law. Okay, probably you can check that. Anybody else has any other question?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes. Any other doubt you have, then please you can ask me right now.
Society for development. Research and implementation.
What?
You are
Ma'am,
becoming international.
Yes. Yes, Ashi.
ma'am, if someone is interested in criminal law as well as in intellectual property rights, so these are two separate kinds of platforms. But like we should be exploring both of them, right? When we are in.
Hmm. Yeah, you should.
Okay, thank you.
Like me, my major work is more into criminal side. Okay, when I research everything, I have a liking towards that particular area. But then I'm trying to divert myself to AI and other things also. Not that I want to completely change it, but this is also very much a need. So I'm trying to get into more of a technology field uh, because that's the need of an hour right now. And I think where I started from, I did one of the projects on in IT rules 2021. So there I had a little bit of more understanding of the IT laws. And recently I have written a paper on deepfakes. So, how I have tried area. Okay, because within this, a lot of cyber crimes also happen. So I've interconnected these subjects together. So that's why I said never study subjects separately. All of them are intertwined with each other, and the more you interconnect subject, the better understanding you will have. Ma'am's contract drafting has been a far major chunk of places where you will do contract drafting. You will just change little bit of clauses. Okay, otherwise there is a set pattern of contract of every firm. Okay, वो parties के हिसाब से we change it.
No, ma'am. Like I have seen nowadays, LinkedIn has profile that do contract drafting for like lease agreements, like sports team, like we have, like we
Yeah, so
have
that is what
United.
I'm saying ना. So majorly contracts उनके बने होते हैं फालतू नहीं. I'll tell you.
Sure.
Majorly all of them have contracts made. You change it as per the need of the party. Okay,
Okay.
the clauses and all will be changed. So there's not much of
Acha,
work
okay.
in that. Nobody prepares contract from the very start. Okay, it changes little bit. So
Okay.
you have these like I'll talk about these wakalatamas, right? So you have a pattern, no? Nowadays you
Yes,
have
yes.
online everything available. So take it out,
Yeah.
fill it out. I mean, it's not going to change, no? The basic kahani is same.
Okay.
Mukesh, you need to check the land fellowship thing online. Okay, so basically, these people you get attached to these ministers and all for private bills and all. You draft it for them. In fact, I think there is one more organization which is offering such kind of things. I just tell you the name. Mm. Lamb Fellow, you can check it online. It's very good actually. Probably somebody who was planning for this policy and all. Na? I mean, you should check these places because they are very good if you're planning to get into this political side. I mean, really good. Mm. So there's this Mukherjee Fellowship. Okay, you can check that. I think their thing is open, Abibi. It will just tell you. I mentioned the name Mukherjee Fellowship. The application here, this portal is still open, so probably you can check that. Any other questions you want me to take, please let me know.
On LinkedIn, we have to check this Mukherjee fellowship.
नहीं बेटा ऐसे ही गूगल कर लो otherwise they have a page also I think you can check that
Okay, ma'am.
they have proper guidelines there so you could possibly see any further questions you have.
Mr. Shivet,
No, sir, thank you.
if you are not asking something.
So Manish, are we done? Ma'am, I want to write a legal paper. Any good journals to approach as a newbie? I've told yesterday, Anshuman, that go for student-run journals. Hello, Manish.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Should we
Should I
conclude,
end it?
ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this brings us to the end of this session. We are very thankful to you, ma'am, for joining us. Our audience really troubled you a lot today, that too on Sunday. So really sorry for that. And
No, you don't need to be sorry. This is my job. I love it. So if they have any queries, yeah, you're most welcome. That is what we are
Yeah,
here
very,
for.
very great. Your tips and advice really helped us and many students in their journey. So we are really looking forward to our future potential collaborations, maybe through more sessions. And thank you once again, ma'am, for being a part of this webinar. I'll just share a feedback form in the chat box, which everyone needs to be uh, which everyone needs to fill in order to get their e-certificates.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank you,
again for
Doctor.
joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Manish.
Yeah, welcome, Yusuf. Guys, make sure you fill the feedback form before leaving the session.